We're going to begin our session this evening in an extended child's pose. So just bringing the big toes together and bringing yourself to land in your own best child's pose and reaching the arms forward, just tucking the chin and bringing your forehead to rest on the floor. I'm going to stay upright so that my voice doesn't get muffled by my microphone. But as you settle here into your extended child's pose, you are, of course, welcome to take the legs into whatever position you like. Take the knees as wide as you like. But my suggestion is to keep the legs wide enough so that you can still feel the belly and the side rib cage sort of nestling between the inner thighs, so that we get some proprioceptive feedback as to how the rib cage and the belly are moving with the breath. If your forehead doesn't rest on the floor comfortably, then you can, of course, use your block to bring the floor closer to your forehead. But as you come to settle here, I'd invite you to please spread the fingers nice and wide and feel yourself really plugging the fingerprints into the mat. You might like to imagine them like a gecko's pads, so really plugging those sticky fingerprints down into the mat and then plugging down through the palms. And as the elbows straighten and you energize through the arms, just feeling that beautiful line of energy from the inner line of the arm all the way to the heart of the armpits. We'll start with a lovely exhale. And now please take a big boisterous inhale to begin. Take a second top up inhale. And now exhale through the mouth slowly. Good. Again, a nice big nasal inhale. Second top up nasal inhale. Let it out through the mouth. Good. Again, big nasal inhale. Top it right up and let it out slowly through the mouth. Please take 3 more rounds of your reset breath pattern on your own, with full encouragement to vocalize your exhale with a lovely hum or a sigh. If you have had a very busy or full day, or if you detect any underlying anxiety, you can absolutely take as many rounds of the reset breath as you like. But when you are ready to settle, please bring your tongue to rest comfortably up against the roof of your mouth, especially the back of the tongue, and just allow the jaw to soften as you come to meet your breath. Moving the breath slowly and smoothly in and out through the nose. And if your abdomen is in contact with the inner thighs, you might invite yourself to just connect with the movement of the ribs as the breath moves, encouraging a very free and full movement of the rib cage and the belly. And trying to slow the breath right down. Giving yourself permission to surrender the day, to arrive in this moment, using your breath as your anchor, and allowing my voice to guide you through our practice. And when you are ready, remaining in your extended child's pose, but lifting up onto the tips of your fingers as though you've got a very expensive iced cupcake beneath the palms of your hands, and creep the fingertips forward to traction into the shoulders, just letting the belly, the rib cage, and the sternum descend with gravity down toward the earth. Stay here for an inhale inviting some length to wave from the tailbone to the tongue. And as you exhale, creep your hands and torso over to the right, as far across onto the carpet or floorboards as you can go. A little tuck of your chin as you take your eye gaze toward the right thumb, wrapping and rolling the left rib cage down toward the earth, exploring into the side body there on the left-hand side as you drop the left sit bone down toward the left heel. Bringing some breath and attention into the left side, the lower back, the rib cage. And on your next inhale, gently creeping the fingertips and torso back to the center of the mat. Exhaling, traveling over to the left-hand side now, all the way onto the carpets or floorboard on the left-hand side. A little tuck of your chin as you take your gaze to the left thumb. And on this side, feeling a nice heavy weightedness in your right sit bone, dropping it down toward the heel as you wrap and roll the right rib cage down toward the earth. Bringing that breath and attention now into the right side. When you're ready, inhale, creeping the hands and fingers back toward the middle of the mat. Taking your time to make your way onto all fours. Stacking the joints, just using your own eye gaze to assess shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists, and feeling that the hips are above the knees. And what we're looking for here is a nice spread of the hands and fingers, that plug down of the fingerprints, and likewise a press down or plug down of the tops of the feet into the mat. We'll take an inhale to move to upward facing cat, arching the spine and taking the eye gaze up. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, rounding the spine. Inhale, upward facing cat, spine arches, take the eyes up. And exhale, downward facing cat, chin tucks, spine rounds. Again, inhale, arching the spine, take the eye gaze high. We'll tuck the toes under. And as you exhale, lifting the hips, and arriving in downward facing dog. Perhaps pedaling out the heels here very slowly. Really using your breath to act as a metronome, keeping your own personal pace. And then when you're ready, coming to settle in down dog. If you require something softer for whatever reason, remember child's pose is your next best shape. And at the end of your next exhale, just letting the belly melt toward the thigh bones. Inhale, rising high to tip toes. Exhaling, knees bend deep and look forward. And on the empty breath, we'll step right foot, then left foot. Doesn't need to arrive at the top of the mat. We can just make our way to the middle of the mat. And taking a nice heavy ragdoll here, holding onto opposing elbows with the hands, a little tuck of the chin so the neck is encouraged to be nice and long. As much softness in the knee joints as you like, as you send your armpits toward your kneecaps and let the head feel heavy. Releasing your fingertips toward the earth. Keep a deep bend in the knees. Let the head and arms hang heavily. And round and roll yourself up really slowly to standing. Let the tailbone tuck so you can feel into the lower back. Let the shoulder blades separate so you can feel into the mid back, and let the head hang so you can feel into the neck. And when you are ready to arrive at standing, giving the shoulders a shrug. Good. Okay, moving into a little assortment of fascial maneuvers and resets this evening, but let's start please by just feeling into the neck, moving your neck really slowly with lots of attention into where you feel any potential impingements or tightness, Where is there any congestion in your range of motion in the head and the neck? Good. And now feeling into the side body. I'm just taking some gentle lateral flexion, however you like to explore that. Popping the hips out to the side. This new maneuver that we are exploring this evening is specifically targeted to the cervical spine and to the lateral line of fascia. Full disclosure, this is only about the 4th or 5th time I have taught this maneuver, so your forgiveness, compassion, and tolerance is appreciated right up the front. Thank you so much. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep a really nice loose stance in the legs. And now step your left leg back behind you. So we're finding a crooked lunge. And the front leg can be bent. The back leg is straight. And the idea here is that we're really rooting down into the base of the big toe of that left foot and into the big toe print. That's a really important landmark for this maneuver. So really find that push down into the base of the big toe, into the big toe print. And now let your right arm hang really just heavily down next to you. So you're actually taking a bit of a side bend here. Good. Now for the magic part, bring your left hand onto the left temple. And what we're going to do here is keep that side bend to the right. And now please try to turn your head to the left. Your left hand is going to just catch that movement and hold here. Keep the breath moving as you bend to the right, land the weight into the big toe of the back foot. Keep pushing your head against the resistance of the left hand and keep the breath moving. Now, if you can manage to coordinate all of this and just let your right arm begin to circle. Please keep breathing here. Weight into the big toe of the left foot. Side bending to the right. Head pushing against the left hand. And that right arm drawing some circles. Maybe change the direction of the circles. Keeping the breath moving. This is part fascial maneuver, part neuro gym. Good. And we're going to let all of that go really carefully and come back to stand neutral and wide, loose in the legs. Shifting the weight into the left leg now, we're going to pick up that right foot, take our long crooked lunge. The front knee is bent, the back leg can be straight. The aim is to keep driving weight into the ball of the right big toe, into the toe print of that right big toe. And now take a side bend to the left, just allowing that left arm to feel nice and heavy. Bringing the right hand to rest against the temple. And now begin to push your head against the right hand, like you're trying to turn the head, but the right hand is just catching that movement. Keeping the breath moving, weight into the big toe mound of the back foot, head driving gently against that right hand and creating some nice heavy circles with the left hand and arm. Please keep the breath moving here. Good. Weight into the back big toe, head pushes against the right hand. You might change directions with that left arm. Keep it feeling nice and heavy. Keep the breath moving. Good. And gently release. Come back to stand neutral. And then again, feel gently into the neck. Just noticing if that has made any difference. Maybe, maybe not. The fascial maneuvers are very subtle. And feeling back into your range of side bending, lateral flexion. Good. Okay, so when you're ready, please come to the top of your mat. Palms of the hands face forward. Just encouraging a lovely sense of broadness across the collarbones, bringing the tongue to rest against the roof of the mouth. And moving the breath slowly and smoothly. Exhale as completely as you can. And now inhaling, picking up the arms, palms meet above the head and gaze up. Fingers interlace above the head, and exhale, press the palms skyward. Stay looking up. On your next inhale, send the hips forward and the heart and back. And exhaling, tuck the chin, press the palms forward, let the shoulder blades separate. As you drive the palms forward, it's a little bit like a standing downward facing cat. Releasing the arms down to your side body now. Turn the palms of the hands to face the back of the mat. Draw the shoulder blades together and pick up a hook of your thumbs, pulling the thumbs against their contact with one another as you spread the other 8 fingers really deliberately toward the back corners of the room. Shoulder blades draw together, arms lift away from the back body, and now drop the chin down toward the chest. Gently rolling your chin across toward the right collarbone. Bring it back through center. Taking it across to the left collarbone and then back through center. Release the hook of the thumbs. Inhaling, pick up the arms, palms meet above the head. And as you exhale, make your way slowly down to your standing forward bend, Uttanasana. Fingers to shin bones. Inhaling, float the collarbones halfway, lifting to flat back, and then refold on the exhale. We're taking 2 more just like that. Fingers to shins. Inhale, lift the heart halfway, feeling the hamstrings and spinal extensors switch on as you arrive, and then refold on the exhale. One more time. Inhale, collarbones ripple forward in space. Feel the spinal extensors and hamstrings engage. Refold on the exhale, fingertips to the earth. We're shifting the weight into the right leg. Please pick up your left heel, bring it up toward the sit bone. And as you inhale, send that left foot calmly all the way to the back of the mat. Now, as that left foot arrives, just drop the knee to the earth, lifting the chest and shoulders to stack above the hips and draw the shoulder blades closer together behind you. Now, you might pick up an interlace of hands and fingers here, or maybe just a hook of the thumbs if that's more accessible for you. And think about drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting the arms away from the back body, keeping your chin dropping down as you look toward that front right knee, and leaning the chest back to bring some attention into that left hip flexor. On an inhale, release the arms skyward. Exhale, stop sign the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Maintain a nice heavy footprint in that front right foot. And on an exhale, take a gentle twist to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, fingertips to the earth. And now send your left sit bone back toward the left heel. You don't need to lock that front right knee out. Just take it to as straight as is appropriate, looking down at that big toe of the right foot. And now we're going to plantar flex or point the right ankle and peel just the toes up toward the face. This is our ankle bunda, our foot bunda. And think about trying to scissor or piston in the pelvis by attempting to drag the right heel in toward your nose, sliding the left knee away from you, and surrender the torso down even more heavily over that straight leg. On the next inhale, rebend the right knee. Pick the left knee up off the mat, plug the left palm down, and spiral your right arm up to find an easy twist. Tucking your chin, gazing up to the right thumb, and leaning the heart back, away from the bent knee, attention into the side body. Inhale, right hand finds the earth. And as you exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Bringing both knees to find the floor. Stay up on the toes as you walk your hands back in toward you, coming to arrive in a high kneeling position. We'll bring the hands to rest on the lower back, draw the shoulder blades together, and anchor the chin down low. Create a feeling in your legs as though you are squeezing something between the inner thighs, pressing the pelvis forward. Keep the shoulder blades drawing together as you lift the chest up. But keep your chin dropping down, so quite literally looking down toward your belly and your chest. Inner thighs squeeze together, hips press forward, shoulder blades draw together, rib cage lifts up. When you're ready, dropping the sit bones carefully back onto the heels. Stay up on the toes if you can, as you take a moment to rebound here after the back bend, just letting everything become more soft and diffused. Making your way into downward facing dog when you are ready, or maybe just a child's pose. As you arrive in your down dog, again, taking whatever movements feel appropriate, maybe pedaling out the heels, but then coming to settle in your down dog. At the end of an exhale, just let the belly melt toward the thighs so the armpits feel wide. Inhaling, rising to tip toes. Exhale, knees bend deep and look forward. On the empty breath, we'll step right foot, then left foot to the top of the mat. Fingers to shins. Inhale, float the collarbones forward, arrive at flat back, hamstrings, spinal extensors engage, and then refold. On the exhale, fingertips to the earth, shifting the weight into the left leg, float the right heel up toward the sit bone. Inhale, sending that right foot calmly all the way to the back of the mat. As that right foot arrives, drop that right knee to find the floor and lift the shoulders and ribs to stack above the pelvis, turning the palms to face the back of the room and finding the unfamiliar or awkward interlace of your fingers behind you, shoulder blades squeezed together as you float the hands away from the back body, keeping the chin dropping down, the eye gaze toward that front left knee, leaning the chest back. Lots of juicy attention into the right hip flexor. Keep the chin down, chest leaning back, arms reaching away from the back body. Relinquishing that interlace of hands and fingers, taking the hands to the ceiling, and as you exhale, finding an easy twist to the left. Inhale back through center, and exhale, fingertips to the floor, just on either side of that front left foot, sending the hip back toward the right heel, or the right sit bone back toward the heel rather. Holding here, plantar flex or point that left foot, peeling the toes back toward your face, and then finding that intention of really plugging the left heel down, initiating that scissoring, pistoning action in the hips and pelvis. Try and drag the left foot towards you as you send the right knee away. Surrendering the torso even more heavily over that front foot, that front leg. On an inhale, rebend the left knee. Plant the right hand flat. Lift that right knee up and take the left hand reaching skyward, gazing up to the left thumb with length in the neck, and lean the chest away from the bent knee. Inhale, left hand finds the earth. And as you exhale, stepping your left foot calmly to the back of the mat. Bringing your knees to find the floor, staying up on the toes. As you creep the hands in toward you, finding a high kneeling position. Resting the heels of the hands onto the lower back, Scooping the shoulder blades and elbows close together behind you, and find that intention of squeezing something between the inseams of the legs as you press the hips forward, lift the rib cage up so there's spaciousness in the lumbar spine. Keep the chin tucked down. Smooth, steady breaths. Tongue is, of course, resting up against the roof of the mouth. Squeeze the thighs. Push the hips forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the ribs up. Keep the chin down low. And when you're ready, very gently lower your sit bones back down onto your heels, staying up on the toes if you can. Taking a moment here to rebound and arrive. Good. Making your way, please, into one last downward facing dog. Lifting the hips high. Let the head come to rest between the upper arms. Maybe even a little tuck of your chin as you lift the eye gaze just up beyond the knee joints. Little softness in the knees here as you lift the tailbone high, and just let the belly melt and sink toward the thigh bones. When you're ready, bring your knees to find the earth, coming back to a high kneeling position, and just spinning yourself out to orient yourself along the long edge of the mat. We'll take the left leg out, setting up for Parigasana gate pose. So as you look out at that left heel, just using your own sense of alignment to see that that left heel and the right knee are more or less in line with one another. If orienting the left ankle straight on like this is uncomfortable, you can keep the toes pointing up to the ceiling. That's fine. But we'll take the left hand onto the hip and bring the right hand just to pick up and cradle the occiput, the base of the skull. Tucking your right elbow joint in toward the temple so that that right shoulder feels nice and happy, spacious. Inhale, picking up the right elbow really long in the right side waist. And as you exhale, we're spinning belly, ribs, and chest toward the ceiling. Allow yourself a moment to just land here, bringing lots of breath and attention into the right side body, the right side waist. On an exhale, float the left hand carefully down the outside of the leg, maybe past the knee, but keep really prioritizing the lifting of the right elbow and the spinning of the chest toward the sky. On the next inhale, let the right lung inflate to do all the work to bring you out of the side bend. And as you exhale, take your right hand to the floor, just right underneath the right shoulder head. So watch it land, and then float the left heel up, bend the knee, and take hold of the outside of the left foot with the left hand. Lots of lefts and rights. Kicking that left foot into the contact of the left hand and leaning the chest back. Keeping your eyes nice and steady. Just look down at the right thumb is a good place to focus. And when you're ready, carefully release the left leg out long, take the left arm up high, and then bring the left knee back to land on the mat. Taking that into the other side, right leg out long. Arranging that foot however you like, but as you gaze down, just making sure that the heel and the left knee are more or less in line with one another. We'll take the right hand to the hip, left hand just picks up and cradles the base of the skull, and tuck the left elbow in to create some safe space in that left shoulder. Inhale, pick the left elbow up nice and high, and exhale, turn the chest toward the ceiling. And just landing here and breathing. When and if you are ready, on an exhale, sliding that the right hand down the outside of the leg, maybe even past the knee joint. Lots of attention on this side into the left side, but thinking about really keeping that left elbow lifting and the sternum and collarbone spinning toward the ceiling. On the next inhale, let that left lung inflate to lift you really effortlessly back up. Exhaling, left hand lands on the floor right underneath the shoulder. Transfer your eye gaze to the left thumb and float the right leg up, bending the knee, taking hold of the outside of the foot and now kicking the foot into the hand, leaning the chest back. Smooth, steady breaths. And now releasing the right leg long, take the right arm up, and then bring the right knee back to land on the earth as we swing the legs out in front of us, coming to land in Dandasana, staff pose. And just allow yourself to be here for a moment, cultivating those smooth ujjayi breaths. When you are ready, please come to a cross-legged position with the right shin crossed in front of the left. If you have a happy, healthy half lotus and you want to bring that right heel up, you can, but it's always nice to remind ourselves that no one ever gained enlightenment from a lotus pose. Bringing the back of the left hand to hook the right knee, and the fingertips of the right hand just land very gently on the floor behind you. Try not to lean the weight back into that right hand. It's just a very gentle support. And this is a twist, quite literally a twist within a twist. So we're lifting the collarbones and spinning the chest to the right. But now please pick up your chin and bring your chin to land down toward your left shoulder. So the thoracic spine is spiraling one way and the cervical spine is moving the other way. Tongue resting against the roof of the mouth. And now for the magical vagal component, keep your head really still and take your eye gaze up and to the right. And just holding that there and breathing. Just find a landmark in the room that your eyes can settle on that's up and to the right. Smooth, steady breaths. Holding here. And when you're ready, release the eyes, release the head, and then release the chest and shoulders. Good. Changing the cross of the legs now, bringing the left shin in front or maybe bringing that left leg up for half lotus. And we'll take the back of the right hand to hook the left knee. Fingertips of the left hand just land gently on the floor behind you. Inhale, pick up the collarbones, sit tall, and exhale, turning to the left. All very familiar right now, but we'll pick up the chin and bring that chin to rest on the right shoulder. And now from this double spiral twist, please take your eye gaze up and to the left, finding a landmark in the room for your eyes to land on. No eye strain, just find something up and to the left that you can settle the eyes on, keeping them there. And cultivating those smooth, slow breaths. Holding here. And release the eyes. Release the head. Release the chest and shoulders. Good. When you're ready, we're going to come to lie on our backs. And I've got another fascial maneuver that, again, I apologize if the cueing is a bit clumsy. I am on a learning journey like the rest of us, but come to lie on your back and start by hugging your knees in towards your chest. Now, this particular fascial maneuver addresses the fascia around the sacroiliac joint and the sacrotuberal ligament. It's a very thick piece of fascia that can cause a lot of issues if it is super tight. So we're going to start with the head on the floor. And now please cross your right ankle over your left. That was the easy bit, the cross of the legs. And now take the knees wide and reach your hands through the insides of your knees to take hold of the outsides of your feet. I'll say that again. Bring your hands through the insides of your knees to take hold of the little toe sides of your feet. So let the knees drop out nice and wide. And the idea from here is to now pick up your head, drop the chin down so that it's anchored and there's no neck strain. If you feel vulnerable in your neck, you can leave your head on the floor, but otherwise pick it up, drop the chin down, and now use your hands to guide the legs in towards you. The elbows might sort of drop out toward the outsides of the knees, and turn your head to the left. I really like to push my feet against my hands to create a little bit of a push-pull effect. The knees are wide. I'm hugging the legs in toward the body, lifting my head away from the floor, turning the head to the left and pushing the feet against the hands. Stay with those deep, smooth breaths here, please. And when you're ready, gently bring the head back down onto the earth. Hug both knees in toward you. Let go of the feet. Just let the hands rest on the shin bones for a moment as you rebound, maybe rotating into the ankles. And now we'll take that sacral fascial reset into the other side. Please cross your left ankle over your right. Drop the knees out wide. Reach the hands along the inside of the knees and the legs to pick up the little toe sides of the feet. Pick up your head, tuck your chin in so that your head is supported. And now use your hands to draw the legs in toward the chest. The elbows might drop out toward the outsides of the knees. Good. And turn your head to the right. Smooth, steady breaths here. Keep hugging the legs in, turning the head to the right. And you might even push your feet against your hands. And just have a play with this, keeping that breath smooth. Hugging the legs in toward you, knees wide, and pushing the feet into the hands. And releasing the head down to the floor, hugging the knees into the chest. Good. We'll drop the feet down to the earth. Take the arms out wide in line with the shoulders, palms of the hands facing the ceiling. And you might enjoy a little windscreen wipe here of your knees from side to side. All right. Coming to arrive now with the feet on the floor, the knees pointing up to the ceiling. Keep the arms out in line with the shoulders here for now. And on an inhale, lifting the hips up. At the top of that inhale, root down through the back lines of the arms and the base of the skull. And exhale, gently roll the spine back down toward the earth. Good. Keep the feet and the toes plugged down. Inhale, pick up the hips. Keep the back line of the arms and the hands pushing down as the hips reach the peak of the lift, gently pressing the head into the mat, plugging down through the backs of the arms and the hands, down into the feet, and gently release. One more time. Inhale, picking up the hips, feet plugged down, hands and arms plugged down. Back of the head presses gently into the earth as you lift and come down gently to release. Good. Now, if you would like, now is a good time to move to pop your jumpers and socks back on. And when you are ready, please come back to meet me in Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees out nice and wide. Of course, if this position is at all inappropriate or uncomfortable for you, you can just take a simple Shavasana, that's fine as well. But tonight we're going to bring the right hand to rest on the belly and the left hand to rest on the chest. Now, when I say chest, that could even just be the lower part of the sternum and the rib cage. It just depends on your skeletal proportions and where your hands and arms land comfortably. And as you land here, taking attention into the breath, feeling the rise and fall of the chest and the belly as you inhale and exhale. Noticing that movement underneath the hands. We're overlaying a beautiful, coherent breathing pattern to help us finish off nicely this evening. Please bring attention into your right hand and inhale into the belly for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attention into the left hand. Inhale, chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chest. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chest. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chest. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Letting all of that go now. Taking the legs out long and reaching your arms out long behind you. In a final exploration of the side body, please creep your hands and your legs over to the carpet or floorboards on the right hand side. You might hook your left ankle over the top of your right ankle. Your right hand might take the left wrist. Just finding one last juicy side bend, feeling into the left side of the body. And then releasing that, coming back to center with the arms and the legs, and then taking everything over to the left. And on this side, maybe crossing the right ankle over the left. Left hand takes the right wrist. Finding a lovely, juicy side bend, feeling into the right side body. And then creeping back through center. Please now take your time to curl your way onto your favorite side and up into an upright seat. Try not to disturb yourself too much. As you arrive in your upright seat, please take one final little careful movement into the head and neck, opening and closing the mouth. And noticing how you have arrived here at the end of our practice. Floating the palms to meet one another in front of the heart, or if you prefer, just resting one hand on your chest and the other on the belly. As we close our session with gratitude and acknowledgement, offering our thanks for the gift of this day, our lives and our health, and extending our respects and acknowledgements to one another and to the custodians of this living tradition. And as always, my beautiful friends, my very sincere respect, gratitude, and affection to you all. Thank you so much for your company. I hope that you are enjoying these offerings. Have a restful night. If you are joining us for the next session, remember to sign on in the next Zoom link. Otherwise, I will see you all again soon. Please keep in touch. Let me know how you are enjoying these sessions, if you're enjoying these sessions, and I'll see you all again next time.